Well, Brad, is there a bit of excitement? The first game sort of 6 days away. What's sort of, I guess, the feeling within the Crusaders squad at the moment?
Heaps of excitement, Matt. Really ready to go. Feels like we've been training for a long time. We've got the full group back together now, so boys have been putting the work in, and can't wait to get amongst the local derby on Saturday.
I guess you've got a few guys in the squad like Jack Goodhue, Richie, Mitch Drummond. They spent a bit of time around the All Blacks, so they're sort of almost coming back a bit wiser after the summer break.
Yeah, look, they're really keen to tell us what they've learnt, and I think that's magnificent. So together we sort of have those chats and work things out as the way to go forward. So look, they're really excited. They got a real good taste of what playing for the All Blacks can mean, and if they control their performance, then what sort of carrot could be there at the end of the season for them.
And the Chiefs, a bit of a new era for them. I guess Colin Cooper taking over them, and they lost probably a bit of experience in Tawara, Aaron Cruden leaving. So what challenge do they sort of pose to you guys?
Massive challenge. The Chiefs have and the Crusaders have had some massive battles over the last few years. The really big derby games that both teams get up for, and very physical battles. We know that. Colin Cooper, a very experienced coach, and he's brought in Tabai Matson, who's a really good friend of ours, and he has his first game back in Super Rugby for a couple of years, and it happens to be in Christchurch. So it's a great occasion on a number of respects, and we certainly respect what the Chiefs can bring.
How do you sort of change your guys' game this year? Because you've got sort of the same personnel, I guess, within the squad, and you guys know teams will be having a second look at you. You're sort of champions. So how do you sort of change things up, I guess, from last year?
Yeah, look, if I told you that now, they'd be having their second look on TV tonight. So we think that we need to evolve our game, and you never stop learning. So we have to keep ahead of the pack, outrun the bear, so to speak. So look, we think we've done some things there, but it all comes down to the heat of battle and how we're going to front under pressure. I think being the champions of 2017 is something that we've left behind, but no doubt it provides motivation to opposition, saying let's have a crack at these guys. They hold the title at the moment, so we know that what that means for us is we can't afford to be off even by a couple of percent.
I presume you've probably seen a bit of tape of Chiefs pre-season. What have you made from that? What are you seeing?
Yeah, Brian, I think that what was Matt brought up before, some of the changes, and yet they're still playing a really exciting, expansive game. The counter-attack is very dangerous, and that's sort of like that DNA. Damien is still a heck of a dangerous from broken play, and he's always going to be, and they've got some very, very good and exciting players there. Forward pack, tough as teak, and no doubt looking to provide a good platform for some excitement machines in the back line.
Are there some clear sort of Cooper, Matson fingerprints on the way they've gone about their business?
I think we might notice a couple of things, but like the same for us in pre-season. Sort of have your first game, and there's a lot of guys that play in that who have worked hard over pre-season for you, and then it goes to the 10s weekend, and then the following week you're on bringing guys back in for their first serious hit out. So I think every team really is just having pipe openers, and you might see some trends, but I think you really don't know until you get into competition proper.
I see sort of Brad Mooar running in 3 tries in one of those games. Was he sort of gnarly around the fringes, or was he running Andy Ellis alleyway? What was he doing?
Brilliant. A bit of both, really. He's just super quick. Great support lines, and given him an opportunity to run off any of his players, whether they're the forwards or backs on counter, will pay the price. So it's great to see him back. He had a really tough year last year. This time last year, he's nursing broken leg, wasn't it? So it's great to see good players come back and putting his best foot forward.
If Damien McKenzie runs at 10, is it better for you guys in a way that you don't have a guy counter-attacking from the back?
Well, I think they'll still manage to get him in the backfield. It often happens with 10s these days, and they'll receive some kicks, I'm sure. But look, I think one thing that Damien being at 10 would provide is more touches on the ball, and if one of your best players is getting more touches on the ball, then that makes it a hell of a dangerous for us.
Do you see Colin Cooper bringing any trends across from Taranaki?
I think Richard always say is it's a bit hard to tell yet really from the pre-season, but he will bring is a real calm demeanour and presence, a calm confidence, and also huge experience that there's not much that's gone on the rugby field or around it that he hasn't seen. So I'm sure he's preparing his team very well.
Richie Mo'unga wasn't taking part in that training? Is that anything to be concerned about?
No. He took part in some and not in others, and it's a bit of a load thing. And same with some other guys in for some training and out for others. It's about the running load, and we've got a really good GPS system and great trainers, and we work things on a chronic and acute load, and it's just telling us that we needed to back off him a bit today.
Yeah, I mean, when we reflect, usually in the season, perhaps the guys are a bit more banged up, but that was quite an aggressive sort of full-on training, is that Stockton?
Yeah, look, I think we're keen, we're ready to get at it. But I think what we really see there is the energy. So we're checking the engagement's on, the energy's on, they're ready to play. We last played on Thursday, they've had a 3-day weekend, the bodies are ready to be able to have a bit of a flush and get some stuff out, and we'll bring a little bit more tomorrow as well.
Just on the All Blacks, touching on what Razor said last week, you're allowed to give them sort of 60 minutes, is that part of that load?
Yeah, look, it's all part of building to that. So in the first 3 games, the guys on the All Blacks end of season tour will get 60 minutes off, and that's something that we respect and has been the right thing for the player, and if player first, and that's correct. And as you do that, you work out what they need in training as well, so that come 80 minutes, they're ready to give that, and you're not limiting because you haven't prepared them well enough.
You didn't pick up any injuries or anything like that in Waimea?
No, it was great. 29 players used and 29 came off uninjured.
So just from that result, Brad,
Yep.
he wasn't a win, obviously. Did you want to win, but it wasn't anything alarmed about that?
No, I don't think so. Nothing alarming. You're absolutely right. We want to win, but at the same time, a win for us there was get guys back out on the paddock, get them in the jersey, work some combos, and they all come off without an injury, so that we've got a full muster to pick from for this week, and also that whatever we've learned out of that's relevant for Saturday, that we make sure we learn those lessons. And there's going to be heaps to learn in the early parts of the season. We will make sure we focus our attention and say what are the one or two things we must get right.